Horse, stop mugging me. Teaching your horse safe and desired behaviors. A small introduction. Are treats a challenge for you or your horse? Does your horse get overly excited when you carry treats? Does he get really excited when he sees that you are carrying a treat pouch, or is he checking your pockets? Does he get your attention in undesired ways, like kicking doors or pushing you? Did your horse become a mugger? And would you like to do something about it? If you do, stay tuned. Would you like him to behave better? We will talk about how you can teach him to behave better, why some approaches didn't work and why, and what you can do instead. So, would you like to use treats in training and teach your horse he is not in charge of the treats? Would you like to teach your horse to take treats gently and safely off your hands without, for instance, biting? And would you be able to stop mugging once and for all without punishment or harsh methods? Or would you like to have a horse that doesn't kick his stall doors or paws for attention? Stay tuned. We'll talk about it, how you can do this. So, a little bit about me. My name is Sandra Poppema. I'm a clicker coach and I teach compassionate horse owners to train their horses with positive reinforcement so they can enhance mutual understanding, develop a clear two-way communication, and build this solid trust relationship so they can enjoy their horses more. I'm the founder of HippoLogic and the HippoLogic Clicker Academy, in which I teach clicker training. And I've tamed a wild horse in 3 weeks using clicker training. I'm passionate about teaching horse people. I've been a clicker coach for about 20 years now. And if you like to learn more about me, go visit my website clickertraining.ca. So what is mugging? I consider mugging, this is my personal definition, when a horse is trying to get your attention or treats whenever he wants by displaying undesired and or unsafe behaviors. So if your horse is sniffing your pocket, like on the picture on the right, and she does that very gently and it's not a problem for you and even you think it's cute, that's not mugging. That's just your way of interacting together, and that's totally fine. But it's more about when they do that to demand attention or treats in an undesired or unsafe way. So I asked my audience on Facebook, how does your horse mug you? What do you consider mugging behaviors? And people answered. They said sniffing your pockets, if your horse is sniffing your pockets, or they are pushing you or your pockets in the hope treats will fall out. Pawing for attention, leg lifting, that's like pawing in the air or just lifting a leg. We'll see some examples of that. Head bobbing, like when they are saying as if they are saying yes, you see some horses do that. Flamen is one of the common behaviors, especially if it's been trained with clicker training. And that leads us to the more common mugging behaviors like showing off their new tricks. If they just learned a new behavior and it's heavily reinforced with positive reinforcement, of course, before it's on cue, that's some way that your horse can get your attention. It's really easy to solve. Some people said resource guarding, when my horse is chasing off other horses away from me because he wants my treats, or they display aggressive behavior like nibbling or biting or other undesired behaviors. That was also considered mugging, or if they are nibbling on your hands or clothes. I wanted to add if they find smart ways to get your attention, for sure. Like my ponies sometimes like knocking over the camera when it's on the tripod, because of course that will get my attention 100% of the time, 100% guaranteed. Some horses will kick over the water bucket when you're not looking and not paying attention to them, or they untying themselves. So there's all smart, funny ways. I think it's funny that they are so smart to find new ways to get your attention if you're really good at ignoring the other ways that they are trying to get your attention. So what have you tried? Think back about what have you tried to stop this behavior. And more importantly, did you try to stop that behavior? Or did you try to retrain the behavior by offering your horse a way to express himself through desired behavior? So think about it. What have you done the last time a horse sniffed your pocket or pawed for attention or kicked his stall door? It's really good to realize what your go-to behavior is to deal with mugging. So I would like to take a look at the learning quadrant and tell you why punishment usually doesn't work. It doesn't work for compassionate horse owners because usually they are not they're not able to make the punishment severe enough to outweigh the benefits of that specific behavior in order to stop the behavior entirely. So positive punishment is decreasing a behavior because punishment is always about decreasing or stopping a behavior. Positive punishment is decreasing a behavior by adding an aversive. If you shout to the horse or smack him in the face when he bites you, some people do that. That is trying to use positive punishment in order to stop that behavior or decrease that behavior. It doesn't really work, and I explain why it doesn't work later. Negative punishment is decreasing a behavior by taking away an appetitive. Some people think they will punish their horse by if they sniff your pockets by walking away. They say like, well, he didn't get it because he was mugging me, so I walk away and that will teach him. Well, first of all, walking away does decrease the behavior because you make it impossible. But did you really decrease the odds of happening again? That's the question. Or next time you will be within his reach, he will do it again. Usually punishment doesn't work. There's another reason why punishment doesn't work. Punishment is not telling your horse what you want him to do. You're only telling him what not to do. So you don't give him an alternative. So it's very, very hard for him to come up with a better solution. So I like to use reinforcement so we can show the horse, this is what we want. This is what we want to see more of. So let's talk about why ignoring mugging behavior can really work. It can really work. This is how it works. You have the behavior. There's a certain amount of behavior. That's the red line that you see here over time. The initial behavior frequency. So this is how much it often happens. Like some days a little bit more, some a little bit less, but then we take away the reinforcement. We will ignore him if he wants our attention, if he pushes our pockets for treats. We will make sure that there will not be any treats. So what will happen is that there will be an extinction burst. The horse thinks, I've not done enough. She doesn't understand me. I will shout a little bit louder by doing more of the mugging behavior because it has worked in the past. So you get an extinction burst, and after a while, and you still don't reinforce it, the behavior will go down, and then when it goes extinct when it happens less than initially when it started. So if he really starts stopping that behavior, and then usually there will be a spontaneous recovery. Like one day he will say, I'll sniff your pocket one more time, and in the hope it will work. So you have to be really careful not to reinforce it, and then it will go extinct because it has no use. All the efforts that your horse is doing in that mugging behavior will not pay off, and he will stop asking you for treats. He will stop doing what he's doing. So the reason it will work is that you remove the reinforcement. You have to ignore it for the rest of the time, forever. So that is really difficult because we usually do this unconscious. We unconscious reinforce this behavior. That's why it's still there. And then the other thing is we cannot control the environment of the horse. So if other people start reinforcing this behavior, consciously or unconsciously, we get in trouble because we just reinforced the behavior accidentally, and we get an increase in the behavior. So this is what usually happens. This is why people come to me and say like, well, I don't want to use treats. Can I use scratches instead? Because this ignoring didn't work. Well, it does work for the horse, and that's why he's doing that. So that's really good to realize that it works for the horse. So it will only work to ignore the mugging behavior if no reinforcement at all will take place. So because if we do reinforce the behavior, then we will get more of that, and that's the opposite of what we want. So I always want to focus on the reinforcing, but reinforcing desired behavior instead of undesired. Why reinforcement works? Reinforcement is in order to increase a behavior. So reinforcement means that you increase a behavior. You can increase a behavior by adding an appetitive, which is called positive reinforcement, or taking away, subtracting an aversive. An aversive is something the animal wants to avoid, and an appetitive is something the animal wants to have. So the mugging behavior is there because it has been reinforced. He got something he wanted in the past. Maybe not every time, but maybe 60% of the time. So it will serve a purpose for him to do it. So the purpose of the mugging behavior is getting your attention in order to get something that he wants and not has in that moment. Maybe he wants freedom. Maybe you're getting the horses out to pasture and he's not the first one, so he's kicking his door to let you know that he wants out. Or he wants to get out like sooner. Something like that. Freedom is one of the things that he wants to get. Maybe it's food or treats. Maybe it's scratches and attention. Maybe it's something else that your horse wants, movement or whatever. He wants to explore something. So this is a really important thing. Ask yourself, why is my horse mugging? What does he want? Because if you think like it doesn't help if I'm punishing him and I'm punishing him with shouting or maybe jerking on the rope, then he gets your attention. So the baseline is that he gets your attention. So reinforce what you want by giving your horse what she wants the most. So is it food or treats, scratches, attention, freedom? Make sure you can find a way to give your horse what he wants and teaching him how to do that by asking something that you want. So in order to do that purposefully and successfully, you have to think of a desired behavior that you want to train instead. Like in picture number 1, Kira is looking at the treats because I'm having my hand in the treat pockets, and the desired behavior is that I want her to look away, or this is how we start. In the end, I want to teach her to ignore the treats altogether because she's not in charge of the treats by pointing them out to me or displaying behaviors uncued. So I start, for instance, very simple, also for purposes of making it clear on a picture, I teach to look away. One of the things is that the new behavior must be incompatible with mugging. Looking away, as you can see, there's a bigger distance between her mouth and my treats. So it's incompatible with taking the treats or sniffing my pockets, or if you teach your horse to step backwards because he's pushing you, if he's out of reach, he cannot push you. So then it's incompatible with the mugging. The mugging is the undesired behavior. The new behavior must be desired behavior. Don't teach your horse to do something what will be just not a good solution. Something that you don't want to see, something else you don't want to see. It also must be safe behavior. So think of ways, what is safe behavior? If your horse is pushing you, safe behavior would be teach him to keep a distance, because if he cannot reach you, he can't push you over. If he can't reach you, he can't step on your toes. If he can't reach you, he can't bite you. If he's looking away, they can't push your pockets, sniff your pockets, nibble your hands, and so on. So that's a different way of thinking about behavior. Usually this is the biggest way thinking that the trainer goes through, like what is incompatible, what is desired, what is safe. And the new behavior must be reinforced heavily because it must be clear to the horse that, wow, this is the way when I sniff her a treat pouch, maybe I get something, maybe I don't, but when I look away, I get hands full. It must be really, really clear that the new behavior, especially in the beginning, needs to be heavily, heavily reinforced. So that's the quickest way to teach your horse to stop mugging. So if you want to learn more, I'm thinking of getting a course together to teach you how to solve and retrain common mugging behaviors by teaching your horse safe and desired behaviors that contribute to your relationship. So if this is something that you want, send me an email. tell me that you're interested in the mugging course or the stop mugging course and get a well-behaved horse in 2 weeks or less. What I want to teach you is to become aware of all undesired behavior your horse displays and what you can do about it. So I will teach you to apply learning strategies to replace undesired behaviors with desired behaviors, and you get the accountability you need to finish what you started and get a well-behaved horse that is calm and content in 2 weeks. So I'll be looking forward to your email, hippologic@gmail.com. And for now, thank you so much for watching. Happy horse training. Bye.